Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm your boy Jajiro, and today we're jumping into the Helltide. We're going to find out what's changed with the new Helltide. It's going to be dope. And as a bonus, I'm going to be going over a Necromancer Minion build, which is totally dope. I've been seeing a lot of it online, and I think this is going to be the meta for Necromancer come Season 4. The first aspect you're going to want is the aspect of the Occult Dominion. So this increases the maximum number of Skeletal Warriors and Skeletal Mages by 2. This can go all the way up to 3, but don't worry about that right now. The next aspect I want to go over is the aspect of Reanimation. This gives all your minions a flat damage buff. It's huge. Don't leave home without it. Moving on, we're going to the Hulking aspect. This allows our Golem to reduce its own active cooldown by 3%. It also gives us a small chance to spawn corpses, but we're not really worried about that unless we're going Corpse Explosion, which we're not in this build. And the last aspect we're going over today is the Unyielding Commanders aspect. Now, while our Army of the Dead ultimate is active, it gives our minions a 70% increased damage buff, and it also reduces the damage they take by 90%. Huge. As for the defensive aspects, we're going Juggernaut to give us a flat armor increase, and our armor reduces the physical damage we take. And then finally, we're going to go the aspect of Hardened Bones, just to give us a damage reduction buffer. As for the Book of the Dead for the Skeletal Warriors, we're going into the Defenders category. This gives our Skeletal Warriors the ability to taunt our enemies. And if the minions are taunting the enemies, that means as a Necromancer, we're taking a lot less damage. So as for the Skeletal Mages, guys, I suggest, you can go either Shadow or Ice. I feel like those are the most viable. I can't really tell on screen what the Skeletal Mages are doing. I know they're attacking when they can, but I don't know. I can't really see the damage significance. However, if you're going a Bone build, I suggest you go the Bone category. That way you'll be able to have them cast Bone Splinters or Bone Spear, which is pretty cool. But for now, I'm kind of just going in the Cold category just to apply some vulnerable to the enemies. And I guess you can go Shadow if you're going more of a Blight build or a Shadow damage build, but for now I feel comfortable just going the Cold. And as for Golems, we're going the Iron Golem. So this is pretty much where a lot of our single target damage is coming through, which you'll see probably later in the demonstration. But I also like that it gives us an unstoppable proc on our Golem, which is pretty cool. And guys, in case you're wondering what key passive I run on this, I'm obviously going Kalan's Edict, which grants our minions 3% attack speed for each active minion. And one more thing I want to show you guys here while we're here. If you're a build enthusiast like me, you could literally search anything in this Codex of Power, and you can find exactly what you're looking for. So in this case, we're making a minions build. So you have all your offensive, defensive, resource, and utility aspects that you can go just by simply searching in the search bar. So I think this is a really cool feature I didn't get to talk much about in the other video that I did. But again, we got Golem, and then we can also go like Skeletal, right? So that's how you can find all the buffs you can do for your skeletons. And that's where you'll find the aspect of the Occult Dominion. That's the main aspect I think you need to go. And that's what I put on my boots. All right, guys, now as for our skills, I'm going Reap simply just because it's a darkness ability. And in my passive skills, I have the passive that increases our movement speed whenever we do darkness damage. So that's strictly the reason why Reap's in there. And then we're going Bone Prison, just to include some vulnerable procs, and it also reduces the cooldowns of our other abilities every time we use it. Then I'm going Corpse Tendrils as well. Now, Corpse Tendrils also applies vulnerable, but I also took it simply because I tempered my shield and it gave me the Corpse Tendril size increase. Now, the thing about Corpse Tendrils, why I like Corpse Tendrils in particular, is that not only is the tendril size now increased, but it also pulls all the enemies towards you, which consolidates them into one pack. So the damage procs happen faster, and you clear the enemies a lot quicker. And then last but not least, of course, we're going Army of the Dead as our ultimate. We're just going to play and feed into the minions build, and that's why when it also gives us a crazy damage buff. So it's a no-brainer. Guys, once Season 4 drops, I'll go into a more in-depth build guide for the Necromancer minion build. I think it's going to be the meta, not only in leveling, but in the end game for Necromancer, so I can't wait to do that for you guys. Alright, so let's jump into the Helltide right now for some Helltide gameplay. I can't wait to see what they've changed, and then I'll drop my critiques after. It's going to be sick. Okay, here we are in the Helltide. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. Okay, so we'll start off with this full pack. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sit back and let my minions go. I'm just going to let them attack. So, right off the hop, I can already tell that the mob density is huge. I have some cinders already. I had to go back and film something else I forgot to film, and that's why I had some cinders. So we're back again, but off the hop, of course, I can already see that the mob density is increased, so that's a huge plus. We also have this meter going up, and I think as that meter goes up, when it gets full, we start to see more enemies, and we start to get attacked by more enemies. So you can also see this resource here. I believe it's called Baleful Hearts. So there's a spot on the map where we can put 3 of those, and we can summon like the big map bad guy. And hopefully I get to show you that in this video. Excuse me. Drinking a coffee. When I drink a coffee, I get a little gassy. But yeah, pretty much my minions are doing all the work. Really what I'm doing right here is I'm just walking around swinging, just doing my basic auto attack. Dropping Corpse Tendril when it's up just to pull the pack together. There you go. And then when I want to get my vulnerable clocks, I'm just dropping Bone Prison. So pretty cool. Let's hop on our horse. Let's see what else. Let's go to one of these events and see what's up. So far, yeah, I'm loving the mob density while clearing because I'm not really thinking... Before, when I used to clear Helltide, it was just for resources and whatnot, right? But now, I'm not really thinking about it as much. I feel like I'm just playing like little mini games and running into huge mobs. So I like that my brain is constantly engaged in the Helltide now, as before, you know, it wasn't. So I wonder if I can literally just sit back and let my minions do everything. Let's just see if they can do it. And then I can kind of just like... They're like dying so quickly. They do a lot of damage, you know. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm just fighting minions, but hopefully we get the opportunity to have that boss fight. And then we can really see what this build's made of. Sorry, I just paused right there. I felt like I traveled through time. Very cool. So I like the loot. And guys, I was talking about, wasn't sure what the yellows were for, but now I believe I know what the yellows are for. So when you're tempering and masterworking, one of the main resources is the Veiled Crystal, I believe it's called. Oh, cool. That's cool. So like a Scarlet Pit monster comes out and like drops more minions for you. That's dope. Yeah, so if there's any cuts, it might be like for deaths like that. But no, I'm going to leave the deaths in. I didn't know what to expect. I've never seen that before. But as you can see, I think that's what they're doing here. They're summoning the boss. Okay, so here we got lucky. There's a boss summoning right now. Hopefully we don't die. So this is the boss fight. I'm thinking that's what's happening. Someone's dropped the skulls and it's going down. So let's see what happens here, guys. So already the pros are off the hop. Is just the mob density is less. Also, the loot, it's dropping quite a lot of loot, and I got some manual there. It's pretty cool. Okay, cool. We got the Dust Devil Barb here too. So what happens? We just clear everything, and then the boss spawns. Not sure. Let's just be patient with it. Very cool. Yeah. So right now, mob density A+. Cinder collection, I'm not really thinking about like collecting cinders, even though that's what we're doing. But before, it felt like more of a tedious process. Oh, the boss is up, so I guess I have to not get hit by whatever hit me last time. So I'm gonna kind of stay. I'm gonna stay on the outside. I'm just gonna raise the dead and let my minions do the talking. Yeah. See what happens here. Oh, she's. So, I want to go closer, but I feel like... Oh, so basically this build is around the minions, right? There's nothing really buffing me in this build. It's all the minions, so... kind of have to let the minions do what the minions will do. But let's... I believe I'm contributing to the damage. It looks like I am. This is pretty cool. So again, A+ for keeping me engaged. I feel like I'm playing some sort of like little mini video game or something like that. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, kind of like, almost like a different mode in Diablo 4. Like, almost like you can make this like a completely different mode. Like, maybe like an arcade mode or something like that with Diablo 4. And I feel like that's what the Helltide feels like now. It's not that boring, mundane grind anymore. It's like, there's so much going on. I'm just letting my minions do their work. I'm afraid to get too close. Ooh, yeah, see, I'm taking a lot of damage. So we'll work on that. Of course, once we flesh out the build, there we go. Ooh, and I got a sword. I got an ancestral unique there. So, what did we get? We got gloves. We got gloves and a sword. I swear it said sword. There it is. Oh, we got a Azure Wrath. Dope. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. Damn, that was the boss fight. Okay, so we got this too. So once you click on these are like also like little mini objectives, let's say. Sorry, I have gas, guys. When I drink coffee, I get gas. Yeah, one thing about this build is I feel like I'm literally just hitting auto attack and making sure I hit that potion so I don't die, but these minions do a lot of work. So the only thing I'm really going to critique right now is like, to be honest, I feel like I can't see anything. Like everything, I feel like I can't see anything. Like I could see like the Sork's moves there, but like my moves, I feel like like the enemy moves and stuff, I feel like I can't see. That's my only critique. All right, we got another boss fight here. This is awesome. I'll cut this up. I know you guys have already seen this, but I'll cut this up. I'm just having so much fun playing right now, guys. That's the honest truth. I'm literally making a video that I'm going to drop on YouTube, but I'm having so much fun right now that I just want to keep doing the objectives. So, like, I'm going to give Helltide an A+. Definitely way more fun of a grind, especially if we're getting the mats we need to do, like the Uber bosses and stuff like that from it, too. Boom. We did it. I think that's a pretty good dive into the Helltide, guys. If I'm missing anything, let me know. All right, guys, so that was the Helltide. So my takeaways from the Helltide are mob intensities increased. I'm constantly engaged in doing something when I'm grinding for cinders to the point where I forget that I'm grinding to cinders, which is awesome. So what that means is that I'm going to have fun doing Helltides if I ever get bored of doing something else like the pit or even Nightmare Dungeons or something like that. So I definitely like the revamp of Helltide. I notice how when that meter gets full that the intensity of mobs increases, or like I guess they're just more aggravated and more mobs spawn. I also like that Scarlac pit monster worm looking thing pops out of the ground and like kind of ambushes you. So again, you're constantly engaged now in the Helltide. You're constantly engaged in the Helltide now, and you don't feel like you're doing such a mundane task. It's actually a lot of fun. I actually managed to get into a boss fight there, although I died. I actually managed to get into a boss fight there, although I died, I think it was twice there or 3 times, I wasn't even sure. Although I died, I was having so much fun that I wanted to do it again. So that's a huge plus for me. So that tells me that the Helltide is something worth playing and something that I'll have fun doing in the end game, or even probably in the leveling experience, right? Because they're enabling you to be able to go into the Helltide at earlier tiers as well. The only negative I have to say is that I don't know if I'm getting too much loot, but as you can see, I ran the Helltide here. I got some cool uniques. I don't think I'm ever going to complain about too much loot. I do agree with the fact that you want to be in the fight and playing the game more than you are going back to town to unsummon and to deconstruct and sacrifice and get all the materials you can. But I also appreciate the amount of loot that we got here. And not only that, we got 2 uniques, so that's pretty sweet. Can't complain about that. I believe we got a manual too. Yes, we got a manual as well. So definitely Helltide's really good. You're getting the materials you need. You're getting items. You can get uniques, and it's really fun in the end game grind. I don't know if I got. Yeah, we got some 925 sub 2. So definitely something. Helltide. In summary, thumbs up. Good job, Liz. You did good. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I couldn't see anything though when I was fighting. I feel like that's the only critique I have. I couldn't really see anything on the ground. I wasn't sure what was going on. I feel like that's why I died a lot of the time. I couldn't see myself. Everything is just red. Everything just looks red. So maybe they can like change the colors to like green on top of the red or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. That's just a small critique. Other than that, game's looking sweet. Guys, my closing question here. What do you guys think of the Helltide? What do you guys think of the PTR in general? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you feel and if what you saw was worth coming back to the game to play. I definitely think it is, but let me know what you think. But that does it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the PTR Helltide and what it had to offer, and I also hope you enjoyed this minion build I provided for you with the Necromancer. Again, once Season 4 drops, I will dive into it and I will make a more fleshed out build for Necromancer, but the game is so much fun to play right now. I could definitely see myself doing that for you guys. And guys, don't worry about liking and subscribing. If you simply enjoyed the content that you saw today, that's all I could ask for. Thank you guys so much. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'm your boy Jadiro, signing out for now. Peace.